Ron Atchison from Mckees 37. Here today with my friend Lorenzo. A little background on Lorenzo. Lorenzo went to Tennessee State University, played football all through college. He got out of college. He had a little stint with Minnesota Vikings. That didn't work out for him, so from there he joined the U.S. Army, where he spent 20 plus years. Majority of his time was in Europe. But today we're going to put a Mckees 37 3-year ceramic coating on his new to him 2017 Cadillac, which happens to be black. So car's in actually really good shape now, so it should look dynamite when we're done with it. But my friend Lorenzo would like to say a couple of words, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Mckees 37 for supporting the military and military veterans regardless of service. Ron, my neighbor, he's just a dynamic guy, and he wanted to share with me some of the products, and so I hope to continue to use those products in the coming years. So thank you very much.
All right, before we get started, I wanted to share one little tip with you guys for when you're polishing the car. As you're going around the car, you're going to notice little kisses here and there, scuff marks even on brand new cars, or there may be the random scratch here and there. And a good tip for keeping track of those is you can simply take a piece of masking tape and tear off a piece and stick it on the car, and when you're all done, you can go around and address those specific areas that may need a little attention with some compound or something like that, where the whole panel doesn't need it, but just a small area. But I've got another method that I've been using for many years, and it works out really well for me. I find it much simpler than sticking pieces of tape all over the car. So we'll take a walk out there. I'll share my little trick with you, and we're gonna get started on this car. All right, so the little tip I wanted to share with you, when you're claying the car and you're going over it very meticulously, that's when you start finding all the isolated deep scratches, or maybe a scuff mark, or a little bit of paint transfer, or glue, or who knows what it is. But that's when you start finding all these little problems, even on a brand new car. So typically what most people do is they'll take a piece of masking tape and tear off a small section and stick it throughout the car, because you may have a small area on the fender that needs compounded, but the whole fender doesn't. So that's a way to keep track of it with little pieces of tape. But the method I like to use is I use this right here, and I've been doing it for years. And what it is, it's a fluorescent poster board marker. So, you know, let's say we clayed this fender and we find a scratch right here. I simply take my marker, put a big circle around it. As I make my way around the car and I'm claying, see another area like this spot right here, simply put a circle around it. Then once I've made my way all the way around the car and I've identified all the problems, I don't have to worry about this falling off or getting rubbed off or anything else. It's on there really well, but it simply comes off when you come around to do the polishing step on the car. Doesn't stain the paint, doesn't do anything, but I find it much easier, much quicker than the masking tape method with identifying problem spots. So that's my tip for you today. We're gonna get going on this car so we can get it looking really great for Lorenzo. We'll come back and show you the finished product and let you hear what Lorenzo thinks about the products and the new flex polisher he's going to be using. So stay tuned. So Lorenzo's going to be cleaning the wheels on his car. He's going to be using our Mckees 37 foaming wheel cleaner. You're going to spray a nice liberal amount of that on there, all inside the barrel, all up around the spokes, on the caliper. The nice thing about the foaming wheel cleaner dissolves all the ferrous metal that's on your wheels from your brake calipers, rotors, brake pads. If it's left on there, they can actually damage to the paint to the point that you can't get them clean. So after he's got a nice coat of that on there, he's gonna come behind with the IK Foamer Pro 2 with an all-purpose cleaner. He's gonna put a nice layer of foam of all-purpose cleaner on the wheels, tires, up inside the fender wells. As you can see, it puts a nice thick coat of foam on there, almost like shaving cream. The benefit to using the foamer is the product stays on the surface a lot longer than just using a spray bottle, which actually allows the product to do a better job with the dwell time, which gives the product a chance to actually do what it's supposed to do. So that's the proper way to clean your wheels. We'll get this done and move on to the next steps. All right, so we've got the wheels cleaned and everything. We've got the car totally decontaminated. We used extreme iron remover on the paint, make sure all the ferrous metal particles and stuff are removed from the paint. We've got everything clayed. We've identified all of the problem areas and addressed those. So now we're on to the polishing steps. Lorenzo's going to be starting off with the Porter Cable 7424 XP using a 3-inch backing plate. We're going to cut in all the tight areas, all the intricate areas, like here in the front bumper. Do all the rest of the cutting in around the mirrors, that type of thing, A-pillars. And then from there, once we have all that done, Lorenzo's going to get to use the new Flex XC8 18 volt. He's had a little bit of experience with my Flex 3401, not a whole lot, but so this will be a real treat for him to use a cordless machine. And then we're going to go ahead and polish everything with our ceramic series 361 step with our new waffle pads. Our blue one and our black one are pretty much giving us the results that we want. As you can see, the paint's already in really nice shape. So anyway, that's where we're at. As you can see from Lorenzo's mask throughout this polishing and detailing process, we've been practicing our social distancing, so should have come a really good outcome. Stay tuned. So here Lorenzo's finishing up polishing on the front bumper with the 7424 ceramic series 361 step. Just got this middle section to go, and he's going to start moving around the rest of the car and cutting around the mirrors and getting the back bumper done. As you can see, it's leaving a fantastic shine on the car. Paint looks great. And it's time to move on to the big panels. Stay tuned for some more polishing. All right, so Lorenzo is going to start using the Flex XCE 18 volt cordless polisher. It's going to put about 6 drops of ceramic 360 on the pad. And he's going to start polishing on the hood. So he's going to blot it out on the paint, and he's going to make sure his machine's set to speed 1 so he can spread it out. Going to work in about a 2-foot square area. So now that he's got the polish spread out, he's going to bump the speed up to speed 4 and start polishing. Going to work in a crosshatch pattern. Ceramic Series 360 doesn't require a lot of passes. Typically about 4 passes and that's about it. The product will turn clear, almost melt into the paint. At that point it's time to stop polishing and wipe it off. That's all there is to it. Just have to, as you can see, the ceramic 360 is pretty much melted in the paint. There's just a very slight haze. Extremely easy to wipe off. Leaves a fantastic gloss on the paint. Pretty much looks like a mirror. So Lorenzo, now that you've used the new polisher a little bit, how would you compare it to back when you used my original 3401, the Beast?
Well, this new polisher is definitely more easier to handle. It feels better on your hands, and the speed shifting as you're going along is easier to control. Okay, so I much rather prefer this particular one than the previous one. Even though they both do an excellent job, this one is much easier to handle.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up for the polishing end of it. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get this car knocked out today. And we'll probably end up putting a coating on it tomorrow. And I'll show you the end results. All right, day number 2. Just got a little bit of polishing to do to finish it up. And then we're going to put the 3-year ceramic coating on it. Lorenzo's ready for the day, got his mask on, got his coffee ready, just kind of giving her a little bit of a wipe down. The Ceramic Series 360 is a joy to work with. As you can see, it leaves an incredible shine on the car. Basically, it looks like a mirror. Once we put the Mckees 37 3-year coating on it, and it has a chance to cure, it's going to increase the gloss even more. But as you can see, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, we don't have the same weather we had yesterday to where we're going to be able to back this out in the Florida sunshine to show you guys what it looks like. Because it's winter time here in Florida, and in winter time we get this. So with this being a true ceramic coating, we don't want to get it wet for at least 24 hours. So we'll see what the weather's doing when we finish it all up in an hour or so. and I'll hopefully be able to give you some outdoor in the sunshine video. Be back in a few. All right, so we got the whole car polished, got everything wiped down, everything's good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and start applying the 3-year ceramic coating. Lorenzo's never applied any type of ceramic coating at all. So I was gonna take this opportunity while I explain to him what the procedure is, share it with you also. So I've got my Mckees 37 applicator pad. So since this is a brand new pad, we basically need to prime the pad. So we're gonna put considerably more coating on the applicator to get started than we will as we go throughout the rest of the car. So the nice thing about our coating, it's a 100 milliliter bottle, so you don't have to be stingy with it. You can put on the proper amount and so that you get really good coverage. So now that we've got our applicator loaded up with our ceramic coating, simply gonna wipe it on, go back and forth, and we're gonna go in a crosshatch pattern. Since this deck lid is actually kind of small, I'm able to use this to cover about half of the panel. On larger panels, what you want to do is find yourself some type of a landmark, whether it be a character line on the panel, mirror, door handle, whatever, so that you can keep track of where you're at, so that you don't miss any spots. So now that we've got it on, simply take a towel, lightly wipe it off. You're not wanting to apply any kind of pressure, you're simply leveling out the coating. Let it flash off. With all the rain and humidity we've got going on today, it's flashing a little bit slower, but you can feel it start to come up to a nice slick surface. And then I like to always take a second towel that's clean, go over the same area. Applying very, very little pressure. A tip for doing ceramic coatings, whenever you're wiping off, I did from here over to this edge of the trunk lid, you always want to wipe quite a bit past that on the adjacent panels. The reason for that is your towel will push the product when you're initially start wiping to where you're leveling it, it'll push it past where you've just applied it. And so you want to make sure that you buff up the paint outside of that area. That's often how people end up with high spots, is because they don't wipe a larger area than they actually just applied it to. It's real common on side panels when you're doing a door and you're next to a fender that you just got done and you don't wipe onto the fender, and then you get all the way down into the car and you look back and all of a sudden now there's a high spot. And typically that's the reason for it. So that's all there is to applying the Mckees 37 3-year ceramic coating.
Right there. Okay, now you need to come here, right?
Right.
You're too slow with this. Okay. Okay. Get that. Sure, get that. see anything I missed? Yep.
All right, now you gotta do your crosshatch pattern to make sure you didn't miss anything.
Okay.
Right up here at the top. Crosshatch up and down there. All right, that's good. It's like with anything else. Obviously, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with doing it, and with comfortability also comes speed.
Yeah.
So, considering Lorenzo's coated a quarter panel and a back bumper in his life, he's doing a pretty good job. But it also goes to show just how simple the Mckees 37 3-year coating is to work with. Just take your time, watch what you're doing, and you get some excellent results with it.
Okay. This feels pretty good now. It's kind of tight, but it's not real tight. The rag can do some work on its own. I'm just guiding it across. But I'm gonna give it about 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna buff it. Seconds.
Yeah, it is. Looks like a mirror, doesn't it? All right, there we go. So Lorenzo coated his first quarter panel. Only took him a little over 3 minutes to do it. It's not too bad for a beginner. All right, we're all done. Weather cooperated, as you can see. The sun has come out. So I'll take you for a walk around, show you how nice Lorenzo's car came out. Car looks fantastic. Lorenzo did an excellent job for the first time ever ceramic coating a car. It's quite a process for him. But he's now got the confidence that he'll be able to do his 300 by himself. That's some excellent gloss. Car looks beautiful. So get some final words from Lorenzo here. See what he thinks about the whole process. He's still wiping on things, so we'll see what Lorenzo has to, what he thinks about the Mckees 37 products.
Well, hello again. Yes, I am Lorenzo, and I'm very enthused about the process. I was kind of apprehensive about doing it for the first time. However, with Ron being with me and giving me the confidence to tell me that I can do it, and I have, and I really appreciate it. But now the equipment that I was using, I'm very pleased with it. I'm very pleased with the product itself. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps that I counted to get to the end finished product with putting the coating on. However, those steps are, if you skip a step, then you're not going to get the finish that we got here today. So I'm waiting and can't wait to get started on my 300 to get that in the same condition. So thank you so much, and I appreciate it, and can't wait to get started on my 300.
All right, guys, that'll do it. We've probably got 10 hours in this between Saturday and Sunday, so that's how I spent my weekend this weekend. Hope everybody's doing good. Have a great day.